those families that lost loved ones, Lord, in the convenience store, Lord, and we know that there are people that not necessarily were grew up here, Lord, but they started their businesses here, Lord, and Lord, just be with them and their families, Lord, and their lost, Lord, and Lord, we pray like not just during the honey time this year, Lord, but we thank for all the people that are volunteering and have concerns for us, Lord, but we most of all pray for your protection. Lord, just go with us and guide us in direction in everything that we do. And Lord, go with in every decision that we make. For we ask these things in Jesus' precious name. For his sake, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We got a few people we need to recognize this evening. All right, Mr. Ray. We have a resolution of appreciation presented to Mr. Ray Rosenberger. Whereas Mr. Ray Rosenberger has been a long time and loyal citizen of the town of Chincoteague, and whereas Mr. Rosenberger, seeking to better his community, was appointed by council to the Planning Commission on May 3rd, 2004, and whereas Mr. Rosenberger has worked tirelessly and given of his time and talents freely to advance community planning, and through his hard work and dedication has contributed immeasurably to the advancement and orderly development of this community, and whereas Mr. Rosenberger played a pivotal role in guiding the town of Chincoteague confidently into its second century, and whereas Mr. Rosenberger provided exceptional leadership as the chair of the Planning Commission for many years, guiding the debate and discussion on some of the town's most important issues. Now therefore, by the virtue of authority vested in me as mayor of the town of Chincoteague, I do hereby deem it an honor and pleasure to bestow upon Mr. Ray Rosenberger this resolution of appreciation for his years of dedication and service to the town of Chincoteague and his fellow citizens, presented this 20th day of March, 2025. Thank you so much.
On this way.
I'd just like to,
You're good.
that's my board.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank prior councils, prior mayors for the opportunity. This is a marvelous world. This town's a marvelous place. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing the right thing, believe it or not. So, thanks again.
Thank you.
Mr. Mike Denler, resolution of appreciation. Whereas Mr. Mike Denler has been a long-time and loyal citizen of the town of Chincoteague, and whereas Mr. Denler, seeking to serve his community, was appointed to the council by the Planning Commission on July 2nd, 2012, and whereas Mr. Denler has worked tirelessly and given of his time and talents freely to advance community planning, and through his hard work and dedication has contributed immeasurably to the advancement and orderly development of this community, and whereas Mr. Denler played a pivotal role in guiding the town of Chincoteague confidently and into its second century, and whereas Mr. Denler's commitment to participation in the debate and discussion on some of the town's most important issues has greatly aided the Planning Commission and the growth of this community. Now, this for, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the town of Chincoteague, I do hereby deem it an honor and pleasure to bestow upon Mr. Mike Denler this resolution of appreciation for his years of dedication and service to the town of Chincoteague and his fellow citizens, presented this 20th day of March, 2025. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that.
Miss Molly. Resolution of appreciation presented to Mrs. Molly Cherricks. Whereas Mrs. Molly Cherricks has been a longtime and loyal citizen of the town of Chincoteague, and whereas Mrs. Cherricks, seeking to serve her community, was appointed by the council to the Planning Commission October 1st, 2001, and whereas Mrs. Cherricks has worked tirelessly and given her time and talents freely to advance community planning, and through her hard work and dedication has contributed immeasurably to the advancement and orderly development of this community. And whereas Mrs. Cherricks played a pivotal role in guiding the town of Chincoteague confidently into its second century, and whereas Mrs. Cherricks for nearly 24 years made this commitment to her community and is the longest serving member of the Planning Commission in recent memory. Now therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the town of Chincoteague, I do by here deem it an honor and pleasure to bestow upon Mrs. Molly Cherricks this resolution of appreciation for her years of dedication and service to the town of Chincoteague and her fellow citizens, presented this 20th day of March 2025. Now I've got one more thing for you. Take this home and sit that by your chair. So Bobby always knows who's boss. Okay, then.
You already knew that.
Molly, do you get a second retirement check for this 20 years?
No, I appreciate it, but everybody works around here, and I know every one of you, and I'm glad that you're behind that desk, and keep it up, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Molly. Mr. Bob Schindott is not here for his, but I've also got a certificate of recognition that I want to read. We've been trying to get this lady here for quite a while, and that's Miss Beatrice Lord. I'm not sure if some of you all know her. Real quiet lady, about this tall. But it's whereas Miss Lord was born on February 7th, 1935 in Stamford, Connecticut, to Monica Dorothea Calhorn, and has been a long-time and valued citizen of the town of Chincoteague. And whereas Miss Lord graduated from high school in 1953, joined the United States Marine Corps in 1955, and served her country for 8 years, being honorably discharged at the rank of sergeant in 1963. And whereas Miss Lord moved to Los Angeles and had a long career serving the Los Angeles Supreme Court, and whereas Miss Lord fell in love with the island of Chincoteague and its wildlife, and enjoys crabbing, fishing, bird watching, and spending quality time with her friends, her cat, and a good book. And whereas Miss Lord was honored by relatives and friends on the occasion of her 90th birthday. Now therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the town of Chincoteague, I do hereby deem it an honor and pleasure to extend this tribute to Mrs. B. Lord on the occasion of her 90th birthday, with sincere congratulations and best wishes for many more happy, productive years. And this was supposed to be done in February. She doesn't drive, so she relies on other people to take her where she needs to go. But I'm going to make sure that she gets this over the
For a
weekend.
standing ovation.
Can you read Bob's?
Sure.
Go ahead and read Bob's appreciation. Resolution of appreciation presented to Mr. Bob Schindott. Whereas Mr. Bob Schindott has been a long-time and loyal citizen of the town of Chincoteague, and whereas Mr. Schindott, seeking to serve his community, was appointed by council to the Planning Commission on February the 5th, 2018, and whereas Mr. Schindott has worked tirelessly and given of his time and talents freely to advance community planning, and through his hard work and dedication has contributed immeasurably to the advancement and orderly development of this community, and whereas Mr. Schindott played a pivotal role in guiding the town of Chincoteague confidently into its second century, and whereas Mr. Schindott's commitment to the recording and organization of the town's comprehensive plan has significantly aided the Planning Commission and the growth of this community. Now therefore, by the virtue of the authority vested in me as the mayor of the town of Chincoteague, I do by here deem it an honor and pleasure to bestow upon Mr. Schindott this resolution of appreciation for his years of dedication and service to the town of Chincoteague and his fellow citizens, presented this 20th day of March 2025. Will y'all leave and wipe your plaques, if you don't mind? All right.
They're loners.
Yeah, they're loners. Yeah.
We got to reuse them.
He just needs to just see and make sure we got something in there right. As you saw me hesitate when I was reading. All right. Public comment. None. Entertaining a motion for agenda adoption.
So move.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to adopt tonight's agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So moved. Next up, budget final review and authorization to advertise. Mike?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the final tune-up for the balanced budget, and actually, Chairman of the Personnel Committee has it. If would you rather me do it? Or?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. The memo there highlights a few of the last changes that we made in draft number 3. The budget has gone through 3 drafts. Each one has different changes. The highlights are we took a few administrative vehicles out in the last draft. We took some additional funds in the water and harbor and dedicated them to reserves for both accounts. And we moved some money from the Eel Creek project into maintenance paving for next year. The budget is balanced across all 5 of our funds, and it is totaling $214,770, which is just a skosh higher than last year's budget. Next year, this budget does not see any of the significant ARPA funds expended as they are this year. They should all be nearly all expended before the end of this fiscal year. So next year does not see any major ARPA funds. So any last minute comments, changes, tweaks that we want to do? The Budget Personnel Committee did recommend this balanced budget once those last changes were made.
Anyone? Questions, comments, concerns?
Madam Mayor.
Ms. Aller?
So with the ARPA money, how much money will that come out of this? Or close to?
Out of this budget,
No. For next year, it'll be lesser, in
it
other
will
words.
be nothing next year.
Now, I know,
We should expend nearly every penny of it this year.
right, but if it's 11 this year, what will it fall to, 9?
This is next year's budget. There are no ARPA funds in this budget. All the ARPA funds are expended in the current year budget.
Okay, so this is our actual budget.
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh.
Next year.
Okay, gotcha.
So what you're saying is if we took the ARPA funds out of this
Yeah.
current year.
Would next year
this
be
is-
less?
This is significantly higher, yes, ma'am.
Okay, gotcha, thanks.
Anyone else?
No, just thanks to Mike and staff for all the hard work on this.
So do I need a motion to go ahead and,
Yes, ma'am. Need a motion to, what we're looking for tonight is a motion and a vote to allow us to advertise this for public hearing.
okay.
I'll make a motion to advertise as Mike requested.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to advertise the FY '26 budget for publication. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
And just for your information, I'm pulling it up on the screen now. Tonight, you are on the budget schedule. Tonight was your final review and authorization to advertise. The budget will be posted in the Post the next 2 weeks in a row. The advertisement that you see in the agenda will be the exact advertisement in the Post. And at the April 17th workshop, we will have a presentation and public hearing on that budget. The budget then has to sit for at least 7 days before you can approve and appropriate it. So the approval and appropriation are scheduled for May 5th.
Any questions for Mike on anything? All right. Next is Public Works Spring Paving Project. Ms. Ellen, you want to talk about that, or you want Mike to do it?
Thanks.
The March 4th meeting, the Public Works Committee received a report from the staff with spring paving projects. The report indicated that an overlay of Ridge Road from Ocean Breeze to Bunning Road was needed and appropriate. Ridge Road was overlaid from Church Street to Bunning a few years ago, so this project will take care of the remainder of that road, and Ridge Road should be done for a while. The committee therefore recommends that the council approve this spring paving project.
Any discussion? Motion?
I make a motion we approve this.
I'll second.
Motion by Ellen, second by Bill to approve the spring paving. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved. All right, Mayor, Council, and comments. I think this is the shortest meeting I've ever had in my
Holy
life.
cow.
And we had a few shorter, I think.
No, no.
Like 17 minutes, something like that.
I'm going to go first, if y'all don't mind. I want to, Mike, thank you, and thank staff for getting this budget together. Last couple of years just seemed like it's been seamless, and that's good. We got a lot of things, a lot of projects, a lot of things coming up, a lot of things we want to do, I know, and finding money for everything is always difficult. But I thank you, and I thank our employees for stepping up to the plate. And Kelly, I know you're back there listening. This is Kelly's last official meeting with us. I can personally say that I'm going to miss you, and I'm going to miss everything that you bring to the table. You've been an outstanding employee, and I wish you nothing but the best. And with that, Mr. Savage.
Well, I'd just like to congratulate Kelly as well. She's been here for a great good while, and it's done a good job, great job. Also, just like to wish well wishes to the past Planning Commission commissioners, and thank you for your service to the community. And again, great job on the budget. I know it's more than a notion to just kind of put the figures together and come out with a balanced budget, but never seems to fail that you do it. So just thank you. That's all I have.
Gene?
We certainly want to thank Ms. Kelly. Speaking of,
Have a seat.
I wish it wasn't the last meeting, but like you say, it's a lot of hard work you put here, and we know that it's not that. Like I say, we do the best we can to have pay that's competitive with our surroundings, but like I said, we can't compete with the federal government. And but we're blessed, not just you, the people you work with, and I know situations or things, but y'all make the town, our volunteers that do hard work and make hard decisions, make a town what it is. If you look around this town, you can see the fruits, just like you're saying, it's a great place to live, and to see the fruits of it, you can see your job well done. And like I said, we're certainly pray for God's protection, continued protection over it, and everybody that has a part of it. And, that's all.
Bill?
So Kelly, good luck. We were partners in crime for a while there, and
Yes.
I can say I thoroughly enjoyed working with you. And I think we had a good time.
Yes, we did. We
So, but
terrorized
anyway.
Mary and Jean.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Good luck, and been looking forward to your retirement dinner.
Thank you. Yeah, me too.
Yep. Kelly, thank you.
I know we've had a short term.
Yeah, that's right, but I've been with you a long time.
Maybe.
So, that's right.
I remember when you were in diapers.
That's it.
All
All right, that's enough of that.
I mean, I'm just saying. That's where you started baseball.
That's
See,
right.
there you go.
That's right.
You're a trigger Gene now.
But yeah. Oh, dear. But
Hold fast, bud. Hold fast.
it's hard to find somebody that puts time in like you do. You've done a really good job. I mean, my Lord, everybody knows and appreciates everything you've done.
And thank you all for all you did and you serve us. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Chris?
Kelly, wish you well going forward, as I did earlier. I want to send a thanks out to the Planning Commission members as well. I actually reviewed the comprehensive plan prior to going on there myself. Y'all did a great job on that. That'll be a big help going forward. So thank you very much.
Ms. Ellen?
Well, everything has been said, but Kelly, she's been a good friend. And she's been there longer than me, I think.
Yep.
When did you come on board?
95.
95, so 5 more years than me. So, but the knowledge that she has in her head and the love that she's had for this town. The same thing as our planning commission. You have to love it to do it, because if it was for the money or anything else, you wouldn't be doing it, that's for sure. So good luck on all of you, and thank you so much. I'll remember. I'm next.
My late Mr. Ray, Mr. Demler, I neglected to say anything, and I'm sorry. It's people like you all who have helped move this town forward in so many ways, and it cannot be easy work. And for all the time and energy you put into it, I deeply thank you for that. I would like to end on this note for the most part. I'd like to have a nice warm clap for Kelly. You have something?
Yes, ma'am. And I'd just like to say, I've known Kelly a long time. I've only worked with her for a few years, but I can tell you from the town office, from my seat, my job was immeasurably easier with her there. And I think everybody in the town office will tell you that. I guess in every organization there's that person that's go-to that when you have a question, you just ask him, ask her, she'll know. That's Kelly in our office. I'll be texting her and then asking her questions, I'm sure, for a year and a half or two. But I can tell you, I'll give you a quick for instance. Number one, I had to text her and ask her to bring me another agenda because she never would have come across the hall. But
Glad you
Lied to you.
but in any event, the other day I was doing 10 million things. And by the way, when she types a minute, she can type about 200 words a minute and talk to you and have another eye on something else at the same time. It's amazing. But the other day I was doing 8 or 10 different things, and she brought this piece of paper in, and she set it on my desk. And I said, "How'd you know I needed that?" She said, "I figured you were." And what it was is I had not done any resolutions yet for members of the Planning Commission, yet she brought me in a sheet telling me the start date of each Planning Commission member that she knew I need for the resolutions, which I hadn't even gotten to yet. So it's that kind of thing in the office that just makes things click, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate her service to the town.
Ryan, you want anything to say? You good? Did you have any?
I've been harassing her for the last couple of months. Yeah.
We're almost down to hours now.
Yeah, she can pretty much get it down to the second if you give her a couple minutes of how long she's actually got to go. But yeah, it's been a long ride. And she's been a big help to me with grants and things like that, especially through VDEM, because she knows all the little ins and outs and makes it happen. So, going to miss you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, I knew this day was coming. We've been talking about it for a long time. But I think right now it's just really hit me hard that I almost feel like I got a pit in my stomach because of it. But
I remember when the two troublemakers were in the town office.
I know what you're talking about.
I remember Billy.
Back there in them little corners.
Yeah,
That's been a long time ago.
it's fun. Great job, Kelly.
Thank you. I want to thank you all for everything you all have done. I know that things go unnoticed and people don't always know. I always knew. I know what you go through. I know what you have to deal with, and it's not pleasant. You can't please everybody, but I appreciate everything that you do. I appreciate you for showing up and being here for the town, and that was my goal the whole time. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about you. It wasn't about the people. It was about making sure that the town and its government and its finances and all the work everything went smooth, and we evolved like we were supposed to evolve, because I love the town. I want it to maintain and keep growing like it's growing. It is so much better right now than it was when I started. And I didn't even know it was going to get better. I thought it was great then.
Yeah.
And to see what we're doing and how you guys are, the decisions you're making, you're on the right path and in the right direction. I'm proud of you. I'm very honored to say that I was a town employee for this long. And, you know, I'm always going to be around. If somebody needs anything, I am a phone call away. I am not changing my number.
Good.
But,
We'll find you.
How many years?
30. January the 23rd was my 30th
30
year,
years.
but I had to stay the extra 90 for my
Right.
retirement.
And when's your official last day in the building?
June 5th.
Monday,
No.
Monday the 31st, and yes, I'm coming in on that Monday. Because
Better.
it's the end of the month, and it's just something I have to do.
I get it. I get it.
But thank you all.
Thank you. And Leanne, I know she's probably listening,
She
right?
is.
Leanne, I know that you've just gotten here, you're going to do a fantastic job. I know you will. You've got big shoes to fill, but I've got no doubt that you'll fill them. And you're being taught by the best. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Miss Ellen and a second by Mr. McComb to adjourn tonight's meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.